How's it going, folks? Brian, Noah, and Eli here at Triple B. And today we're going to be visiting my buddy Riley Jimison, and this episode is going to be different in the fact that, well, we're having a little bit of a crazy hair day. Eli, what? Your hair's not crazy enough. Oh. And Riley really likes the boy. Riley is a good friend of these boys, so I thought it'd be appropriate that we all introduce. And Riley's a little bit crazy, and he doesn't have any hair.
Oh, you're clown. Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna make this a two-part episode because Riley has such a variety of species and he has so much good information to tell. I couldn't cut enough to make it into one episode, so we're doing two episodes, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I think you guys will, because there's a lot of good information here, a lot of cool animals, everything that we hope to aspire to do here at Triple B TV. So you're watching Triple B TV. So that is obviously a children's python. Very cool.
Yeah, I got a pair of these 2.5 years ago to try them out. You know, I'm thinking dwarf pythons can't be that different. Figured I'd explore. I really like variety, and they were not what I expected. Tons of personality, really curious, and this is a 3-year-old female. So, you know, she's not going to get terribly larger. And most people kind of write them off for being drab brown snakes, but when you see one in person, it couldn't be further from the truth. No,
there's a lot of orange hues going on, a lot of red hues going on.
Yeah.
And then the iridescence is...
Yeah, she just shed, and she's on point right now. But the pair I have was produced by Andy Grossman, and he was telling me he picked these out because they have this nice light blushing behind their head. So he sent me some ones that he thought would be really nice, and he couldn't have picked better. I mean, you can actually see a lot of that, and usually into adulthood they lose a lot of that contrast and pattern. So
how old is this snake right here?
She's about 3.
About 3.
She's about 3 years
old. This is like
old.
A breeding age.
Yeah, she actually cycled for me last year. She gave me all the signs that she was at least growing follicles, swelling, not eating, soaking, doing all these things, and at 2 years of age. I didn't pair her because I don't know if that's okay with these guys, but from what I've read, people can breed these at like 200 grams.
Oh, so any of you guys out there that know people that think that pythons are like these huge giant snakes, show them this video and this adult python right here.
Yeah, not gonna get much bigger. I mean, an adult mouse is a massive meal for this animal, so she eats, you know, sub-adult mice, nothing huge.
And these are native to...
These are Australian. Yeah, so there's, I think 4 species or subspecies in the Antaresia genus. So this would be Antaresia childreni, but there's even smaller ones. There's a pygmy that, like, this would be a massive one.
I know what that snake is. I even know where it's from.
Yeah, this one's just for you. Yeah, this is sort of the remnants of a last chapter of me keeping reptiles. I don't really breed royal pythons anymore, but I still have a few kicking around for sentimental value because I couldn't justify selling him to somebody or giving him away with his imperfection.
I remember when he first hatched out, he had that crazy cap on there. We were kind of wondering what was going to happen when he had his first shed. And
yeah, and he eats really well. He's actually growing. He does everything that a healthy animal should do.
Well, you see plenty of snakes thrive with no eyes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Especially with bananas, too. It seems to be a thing. Every once in a while, you know, every 1 in however many thousand of them, something has an eye issue.
It's interesting because a lot of the, you know, the one-eyed or no-eyed snakes I see, it's just like there's, you know, a space where the eye would have been, but this one actually has a full socket and almost...
The eye is there.
The eye is there.
It's just there is no spectacle. The animal hatched out without that protective lens over the eye. And over the last year, every time it sheds, it deteriorates and sort of shrinks a bit, and it develops sort of this crusty layer over it, and then he starts over again every shed. And each time I expect it to like rip the eye out or cause issues, and it's just not the case. He's doing all right.
Minus the eye, seems like a perfectly normal and healthy animal.
He even tried to bite me last week going for food.
This is a banana spider too, right?
Yeah, yeah. And he's 100% het ghost. Not that, you know, we'll do anything with that given his condition. I don't want to breed that.
It's interesting. His wobble. I mean, he doesn't. Not that he doesn't have a wobble, but it's not noticeable. You don't see it.
Only in feeding, he'll strike upside down, rather accurately, all things considered. But yeah, no, he doesn't really have too many issues. He's great.
This is an albino Darwin.
Yes, sir. This is a pure Darwin albino from Todd at Psychotic Exotics, and Slayer. Okay. Excuse me. But yeah, no, this is them. This is a holy grail snake for me. I had wanted an albino anything when I first got into learning about the variety out there, and then of course I fell into carpets and found out that there was an albino out there. And Todd, being so close to me and a friend of mine, really fostered that and steered me in the right direction. And
I know these are some of Carrie's favorites too. I remember one time I got to meet him, he was showing me on his phone. He's like, all he was showing me was albino Darwins.
Yeah, and if you ever see their booth at the shows, they'll bring Cam out. It's one particular animal, one of their breeder males who's just like washed out white with high orange, and I actually specifically asked for an animal from him, and so that's why she's so stunning. She got great
high contrast, yeah,
but like washed out behind the head.
Right, that's true.
You can still see all that pink in there.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw an albino carpet, just with that, the face is just so impressive. It just looks like a,
yeah,
you don't want to mess with that face.
That big bulldog head, and then in albino colors with those red eyes. She's awesome.
Wow, is she gonna take a shot at my face?
No, she's good. I broke her of that habit when she was younger. She used to be really irascible when she was young.
Such a freaking cool looking snake, man. Oh my gosh.
She used to
amazing
urinate and defecate on me and then bite, just to lay it on extra thick to let me know. And through some patience and handling over the years, she's obviously become quite an amazing animal. And she's actually very gentle being pulled off eggs too.
Wow.
So
it's just such an impressive. I mean, it's almost like she's almost got like that Bredli head. You know what I mean?
She's big. She probably didn't need to get this big, but when I first got her, I really loved watching her eat. She's close to 7 feet. She doesn't need to be that big, but I wanted to see her, on a nice clutch of eggs and healthy and eating well. And there's a limit to what their genetics will allow, so it's obviously not unhealthy. But yeah, she's a big, beautiful girl. So this is one of my female tiger coastals, who's also het exanthic.
Just het.
Well, so that's the thing. It's it's now becoming quite a topical discussion about the mode of inheritance. It was sort of originally just accepted it was a simple recessive, but it's actually being contested as incomplete dominant, and more so just across the board the gene in other species behaves kind of oddly. So there's some discussion. So this would have one layer of it. People are calling them visual hets or whatever. But if this is, in fact, an incomplete dominant trait, which it seems to be, then this is technically just a exanthic, and then the visual would be like a super. But so then there's going to be a lot of verbiage, debate, and things.
Oh, sure. So we got to have plenty of things to debate over that don't really matter all that much.
Yeah. I mean, if we're not debating things, the world is done, right? It's boring. So
that is true. There is a lot of truth to that, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's neat to learn, because then people start asking questions, and that people like Nick Mutton come on who have done a lot of the research and breeding, and he knows better than just about anybody what's going on with these animals, and he'll pop on and he'll share his sort of summarized experiences, and then everybody who just scrolled down learned something very profound, and then that it's like it's in all the forums and questions right now because people are thinking. It's really cool. People are thinking.
Yeah, thinking is good for you. It keeps you alive. And gets you into trouble. It does lots of things.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's a that thinking thing is a double-edged sword.
Yeah, there's a fine line. You think too much, and next thing you know, you have 3 of these things instead of 1.
Don't think enough. Next thing you know, you're stepping out in front of a bus.
Yeah, that'll happen. Although I saw a video of a guy get hit by a bus, and he like got up and walked into the bar that he just like skidded right past. It was amazing.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So zebra.
Yeah, and I carried over a little bit from the tiger het in this. You see that transition? We're sticking with the theme here, the exanthic theme.
All right.
So you picked up on the zebra, but this is a little more. This is an exanthic zebra. So this is the visual. Both parents contributed a layer of that which is why the thing is like.
You say this is what the super.
The super.
It's a homozygous axanthic.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, and you know, right after a shed.
Oh, it's almost like there's like these blue tones in there too.
It's like an Arctic blue in his belly, and that, I mean, that is.
Dude.
That little zipper belly is pretty insane.
Freaking cool, man.
Yeah, I've got big plans for him. And he's really mild-tempered, which is great. He's obviously not pure anything, but the zebras have a reputation for being a little cranky and twitchy and dodgy, which is up for debate, but he's great. He's really chill. He only sticks his tongue out like just past the fork too.
Oh, weird.
He doesn't stick it out all the way.
This is obviously a bredli carpet python.
Yeah, this is Morelia bredli carpet python, but it's technically its own.
Centralian carpet.
Yeah, Centralian carpets. It's essentially its own species, different from the Morelia spilota complex, but they're still a carpet python.
This is probably my favorite carpet python, I would say. I mean,
yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with the color pattern is obviously really cool. But for me, it's like the head. The bredlis tend to have this really fat, chunky head, right?
They get it much earlier, too. A lot of the other carpets, you can sort of see that maturity come in when that big, bulky head sets in. But these guys start with that. I mean, from very young age, they have that very muscular head. And I don't know if it's just because where they're at, it's so isolated, they've just got to be able to dominate everything. Like, if food gets away, that's a problem.
Right.
So I think they're pretty adept at just dominating stuff. And when you see a big whopping 8-foot bredli, 9-foot bredli, or whatever, with that massive head, I mean, they're pretty serious. They're an intense animal.
I know, yeah, the carpets with the heat pits on the face and everything, it's just an intense look.
Yeah, and then once you get over that potential, like, you know, oh man, is this thing just gonna wallop me? Then you start looking into what's going on in that head. You start seeing all the gears turning and what they're thinking and sort of evaluating, and it's just contagious. It's really, that's why I have so many. I love them.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Obviously, we focused on some of the carpets, but next week you can see some stuff like some dry marcon, crebos, hognose, rainbow boas, all kinds of cool stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys having a good day. And next week we'll be showing off more of Riley's animals and more of Riley's awesome information. Until then, you've been watching Triple B TV. Y'all take care.
You said a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know. I just want to see some snakes in real life.
Is this real life?
Quiet means like if you could make no noise at all, be fantastic. Be super awesome.
There's a tape gun here. We can, you know, we can tape them up to the ceiling or something.
I'm quiet right now. I'll reticulate my python right on your face. No, I'm just watching.
Row, you boat.
Popcorn. Popcorn?
Yeah, I just found popcorn in my teapot.
That one looks like it's fast because it has like racing stripes down the side.
Nope.
So it just looks like it's a quick guy.
We'll dab in between snake sessions.
Snake dabbing.
Yeah, that's a pretty one.
They started bringing in all the black spots and I started freaking out. It's like, oh, what is that? Oh yeah, they're supposed to do that. Yeah.
What do you...
Makeup. Sweating like a fat kid.
I don't want to sound like a little kid or anything, but like, do I get to touch any of these?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll pass some stuff off. You get to play.
Does our hair look the same? Your hair looks super clean. You should show that